What's up, guys? So, my worker and I have been digging into the side of the mountain here, trying to create some flat space for another chicken coop, maybe a small pond. We'll see. No, that's not a cow back there. So, people have been asking me for solutions, despite the fact that I've been giving them to you, without explicitly saying that this is a solution. What I've been doing is saying, well, this is what I'm doing, right? And because ultimately I could tell you what to do, which I don't like doing. I will sometimes, but unless it's something you want to do, unless it really truly comes from you, you're not going to listen. For example, I suggested, and obviously I know that this isn't going to work for everybody, but if you have the ability to, and it's something that you might be into, go work on the farm, because chances are there will be food shortages. I hope not, but there already are food shortages. And what's so wrong with food security? Like, don't you want that? But I say that and somebody says, well, that's feudalism. Look, feudalism is, I guess, a political system, a means of control, social reconstruction that has nothing to do inherently with agriculture. You're confusing agriculture for feudalism. And because people in this modern day and age wear perfume, what? They think that, getting your hands dirty and producing your own food is beneath them, right? That's what a lot of people think. It's feudalism. Oh, God. Feudalism is a means of control where the select few own the land, which they give to you to work on, except the fruit that that land bears, the things that you produce on that land, go mostly to the person that owns it. Now, if you go work on a farm somewhere, I would hope that you go to work there as an equal, and whatever you put in is whatever you get back. Obviously, the farm owner will have invested so much more. They will be the ones with the knowledge, and they're gonna boss you the fuck around. Because if they were to give you the reins, you would ruin the whole fucking operation. So yes, you're gonna have to listen to somebody, but that doesn't make it feudalism as long as you're compensated fairly. If you want to talk about feudalism, and I'm not saying that that's what it is, the way you're living in the city right now, one on top of another, where you have 10,000 people living in, an acre of land all on top of one another, where nobody can grow anything but a houseplant or two, and forget about having chickens. That's far closer to feudalism than agriculture, where you're getting what you're putting in. But this is the attitude that people have toward people in the countryside and getting your hands dirty and working, which is why I say, fuck all the city slickers. I don't give a shit. What are you doing for me? Nothing. So, playing, Farm Fest or Farm Life or something. Anyway.
So, gate.
Let's see if we could get something else besides my ugly mug going on over here. First time cows are out this year. See, this is the problem with, and I'm not even really talking about women, but yeah, I am. This is the problem with men wearing perfume. You could put a fancy French name on it because of some town somewhere where all the French poofs started doing it or popularized the damn thing, but like, clearly you've succumbed to social pressure so much. This is just an example of what I'm talking about. So much that you don't even like the way you smell. Or maybe because you're so toxic, you really do stink. I don't know. But you're definitely just masking a problem and rejecting reality, not liking yourself. So if you can't stand the way you smell naturally, well, obviously you're not gonna go shovel pig shit, right? And pig shit's pretty nasty. Don't get me wrong, but like goat shit smells like the soil. It doesn't even smell bad, but to you it might, right? Because you don't even know what natural smells are any longer. And it's all subjective, I get it, but only one of them is natural. So, like, yeah, I understand. You think it's beneath you. It stinks. It's icky. And in that case, no offense, but go fuck yourself. I don't give a shit. You're asking me for solutions, right? I'm not saying that what I'm doing is the right thing to do or that it's anything that anybody else might want to do, but this is what I'm doing. Somebody got to make the food. Where the fuck do you think you're going to get your food from? Feudalism. Get the fuck out of here. As if living the way you have been your entire life, paying taxes, letting the government rob you, as if that wasn't closer to feudalism than having owning land, whatever the fuck that means. I don't even want to get into that conversation, all right? But owning a piece of land where you could produce food for yourself. But, this is why I don't want to talk about solutions so much, because what I see as adequate or necessary, a lot of people won't be into that. Or they'll just say, "Oh, that's not possible. I just want to stay home and keep playing video games." And and I want to just go outside when I want to go outside, and I want the grocery stores to remain open, and please, government, help me. All right, anyway, enough of my bitching. Solutions. Well, like I've been telling you, I've been going around talking to people, right? We need critical mass, people. If you don't wake up enough people, they're just going to drown you. And I don't even want to hear it's impossible. People will never wake up. Well, I mean, some people never will. But if enough people do, or enough people where you are wake up, then that might be enough for you. Forget about traveling the world like that. Unless you're willing to walk and duck and dodge, you ain't going nowhere. Forget about that. Like just forget about it. And why should you be allowed to travel? Like did you invent the automobile? Do you own any planes? Did you invent any of this technology? Is any of this shit yours, you think? Why should you have any access to any of that? Why should you have access to food if you don't ever produce any? If you've been a cog in this machine forever, supporting the system that's oppressing you, and even despite all of that, you're not willing to reject that system, but then the only other option is to accept it. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be this, paint this dichotomy. I hope it's not a false one, but either you reject the system or you accept the system for whatever it is, or there's a third option. I don't think it's the best one, but maybe I'm wrong. You work from within the system to try to change it. So what do? Well, go talk to people. Go outside. Go talk to, if you know any people that are in any sort of position of authority, police officers, firemen, city councilmen, politicians, anyone that you know personally that at any one point in the coming days could potentially think that they have the right to tell you what to do. Make sure that they understand what's going on. And obviously, when you talk to people, drop David Icke on them, or this sort of type of, you can't have the same approach as David Icke. You have to be gentle with some people. You have to, open their eyes up slowly, not tell them everything that you think you know, but just make them start questioning what's happening. How insane and nonsensical these measures are in response to what is, at worst, a really bad flu, at best, nothing at all. Like the fact that there is no scientific evidence behind any of this, virus, that it exists, that it spreads, that it's contagious, that it causes disease. Like, something does exist, and if you want to call it a virus, that's fine. But everything else, there's no scientific basis for any of that. There's a problem with data collection, all these things that I've been talking about, right? Start dropping these truths on the people that have more power than you. And hopefully the information goes up the chain of command. Like, get involved in your local government in any way, shape, or form you can. Why this isn't obvious to people, I don't know. People think that there are like some easy solutions to this. No, it's very hard, because you have to undo, in months perhaps, years and decades of brainwashing. Is it possible? Of course it's possible. Anything's possible, but you got to go do it. So wake people up, number one, and talk to people that are in positions of power. If you're a lawyer, get a whole bunch of lawyers together, and this is working from within the system. Not something that I would do necessarily, but if you see no way out because you wear perfume, right? I don't know why men would wear perfume. Like, what the fuck is wrong with the world? Anyway, but if you do wear perfume, you could call it cologne if it makes you feel better. Is that a town in Germany? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just like so frustrated with people. And I'm running out of space. If you're a lawyer, go fucking sue somebody, right? Because they're full of shit. They don't have any scientific evidence behind any of these measures. Go fucking sue somebody for violation of human rights, right? If that's your domain, use it. Get a whole bunch of other lawyers together and go fucking sue somebody. Just make sure you could beat them. Don't go after like someone that you can't, feasibly defeat, right? Get involved in your local government. Produce your own food. Reject this system or fight again. Like, I don't understand why people think this is difficult. It's or that the solutions are hard to imagine what they are. No, it's very simple what you got to do. What's difficult is actually doing it. Thanks for watching.